This is the Padres POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padre fan? Bienvenidos aquí. Welcome here to your Padres postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I, of course, am your boy, Grease. Maybe I'm not a boy, but Gries is how you spell that name, at Jim Grease _ on social media. Give me a follow, make you holla, and you're hollering tonight, man. Gas lamp going crazy. The Padres win 7-4 in the series opener against the Arizona Diamondbacks. They eliminate the D-Bags from the playoffs, and it's pretty much set right now. They're going to play the Cubs in Chicago. Cubs won big tonight, and it's down to the Mets and the Reds for that final wild card slot, but it will be the Padres and the Cubs starting on Tuesday, and that's going to be a lot of fun. But they take the first game of this series in grand fashion. They trailed 2-0. Darvish allows a pair of solo home runs in the first and the third inning. Ketel Marte and Jake McCarthy. But then in the fourth, bang, Ryan O'Hearn with an RBI single. And then, oh, baby, here he comes. Look at him right there. Fourth career grand slam, 24th homer of the year for Fernando Tatis Jr. Smashes one into the upper deck off Zach Gallen. And a beautiful, beautiful thing to see for Padre fans. How about Luis Arraez with 4 hits tonight? Jackson Merrill, an RBI single. Jake Cronenworth knocked in a run with a bases loaded walk. A beautiful throw by Merrill in center field as well to nail a runner at third base. Mason Miller bails out Mike Shildt, and I'm going to get into this again. You guys are crazy. I don't understand, but I will definitely tell you what Mike Shildt did to drive me nuts tonight. Again, it took him 45 minutes to bring in Mason Miller, and he almost blew the whole thing before he did. So anyway, here we are. Padres postcast. Grease, Gries, 7-4 Pods beat the D-Bags in the opener at Petco in front of the 70th sellout of the season. And we have so much to talk about right here on the show. What do you say we get to it right now? Hey, it's your tonight.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Slam Diego, the Nando Slam tonight, and boy, did he crush the crap out of that pitch. You know, coming off that illness that he missed the Brewers series because of, right? Fernando was literally coming into that series on fire. He had hit in 5 straight games, and then, yeah, he gets sick, misses the whole series, didn't even go to the stadium, right? So tonight, he comes back, and yeah, he struck out 3 times, but man, oh man, did he crush that salami into the San Diego sky, upper decker. Look at him behind me. Look at Fernando. He just knew it right away. Gave it the Fernando floss like he always does. You know what I'm saying? D-Bags eliminated. That's a you're eliminated. Get out of here pose right there from Fernando. How about Luis Arraez, though? Luis. Oh, baby. 4 more hits tonight. Doubled and scored in the 8th. The insurance run that they drastically needed after Shildt almost gave it away. In a moment, I'll get into that. But positives first, right? Positive over negative. But Luis Arraez, 14-game hitting streak. Hey, if he replicates that 3 more times in a row, he'll tie Joe DiMaggio, right? But 22nd career 4-hit game for the 3-time batting champ. Red hot as the Pods hit the playoffs in a couple of days. And perfect timing for Luis Arraez. Padres go to 88-72. And the Cubs have not clinched home field throughout the playoffs. Now, remember, if the Pods win the next 2, Cubs lose the next 2. Hey, I got something to say. It'll be a tie. And what happens in a tie? Padres get the tie against the Cubs. Dodgers clinched against the D-Backs last night. Padres eliminated the D-Backs tonight. So no doubt who the best 2 teams in the West are. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? So it was 2-0 D-Bags after the 3rd inning. And in the 4th, you know what I mean? Beautiful job of Zach Gallen. 6 runs on 7 hits and 3 walks. And that might be his last start for Arizona. I mean, he's been their ace for a long time, right? 65 wins as a D-back for Zach Gallen. But Darvish, the guy who we're thinking about tonight, 5-5, he gets the win, 2 runs on 6 hits over 5 innings, and he battled, and he fought, and he scratched, and he clawed. Did a great job. You did a great job, Darvish, not you. You, I'm sure, did too, but Darvish, did a great job pitching his way through those 5 innings, enough to get the win. Mason Miller got the final 4 outs for save number 22. He's your closer. 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 He's your closer, Mike Shildt. Anyway, man, in that 8th inning, where do I start? Kyle Hart and David Morgan, just an atrocity. The D-backs sent 8 hitters to the plate, no hits, 2 runs, 2 bases loaded walks, 2 bases loaded walks, 5 walks for Hart and Morgan. in that inning. And I'm like, dude, aren't you trying to clinch? It's 6-2 at the time. Why do you bring in Morgan there? He's been out. You got Mason Miller. You got Robert Suarez. I know they're going to miss Jason Adam. They'd have the best bullpen of all time if he was all right. But when I think about what happened tonight, Mike Shildt, man, he stayed with David Morgan for 2 consecutive bases loaded walks. And the runs are charged to Kyle Hart, and he deserved them. Don't get me wrong. But, man, just you got Miller warming up. You finally bring him in when it's 6-4, and he gets the strikeout. And then he gets, everybody in the ninth, and you gave just a beautiful job by Mason Miller, but you put him in a bad spot, man, and you put literally a base hit there or an extra base hit, and you lose the lead. This dude has got to stop this reckless managing. It's irresponsible. Those guys should not have been on the mound in that spot. Hart, I understand starting the inning with him, you're up 4 runs, but as soon as you put a couple guys on base, don't F around, Mike Shildt. What are you doing? I do not have a shred, not one shred of confidence in this dude heading into the playoffs. Not one shred. By the way, thank you for making us your first watch or listen every single day. We're live on YouTube right after the games, and then we upload, you download Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, and you're down with OPP. No, it's OTT. It'd be OPP if I was in the gas lamp. No, maybe not. But OTT, I'm done with the top television. It's free on Roku as well. And don't forget about Locked On Padres podcast with my boy Javier Reyes. I'm always texting back, but he thinks I'm nuts the way I talk about Mike Shildt. I'm glad my texts don't make it on this show. I mean, seriously, he will be the reason. Trust me when I tell you he will be the reason they lose if they do. You heard it here. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. He will be the reason they lose if they lose. Mike Shildt. He is not a great manager, and he is not a world championship manager. He's not. He is not. By the way, you can come on in the comments live on YouTube right now. Hit us up anywhere with the comments, wherever you're watching or listening to the show, live on the air with YouTube. You can do that right now with the stream. And Mike Shildt just doesn't get it, man. He just does not know how to maneuver and work a bullpen. I don't even think he knows how to play the right lineup. He scares me to death. I swear to God, he scares me to death, Mike Shildt. And I know that people say, Grease, you're overreacting. Well, wait until he does it in the playoffs and you're going home. You know, especially in a short series like against the Cubs, you don't have a room for error. You don't have Laureano. You don't have Jason Adam. You know what I mean? Thank God Xander came back swinging the bat well. Did a couple more hits tonight, by the way, as did Gavin Sheets. Arraez had 4. Fernando with the salami. Darvish gave up 2 home runs, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks in 5 innings. Arraez shines again, but I'm scared to death of Mike Shildt in the postseason, guys. I have to say it. Scared to death. Come on in the comments and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. But David Morgan walks Tim Tawa and walk Vargas in the 8th, and then Miller comes in, strikes out Jorge Barrosa. 5 of his pitches in a row topped 100 miles an hour, man. And Michael King's going to start tomorrow against Eduardo Rodriguez. So what does that mean if Michael King starts tomorrow, right? I mean, think about this. This is crazy because the situation, parents went away on a week's vacation, is that Michael King starting tomorrow is going to have a quick hook, but you can still catch the Cubs and get home field. So do you use them now or what do you do? What do you do? How do you do? What do you do? You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand how this is all going to come to be. I know he's got to have the start. I know you need him to get sharp and continue to throw more because he was real good his last start, Michael King. First good start since May. Think about that. First one. And you're hitting the playoffs right now. And it is what it is, but what can you do? What can you do? And the playoffs, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, the Brewers, Phillies, Cubs, Dodgers, Blue Jays, Padres. Padres, Dodgers, Cubs, Phillies, Brewers already in. Last spot is down to the Mets and the Reds. And the Marlins smashed the Mets tonight. Smashed them. So you're looking at the wild card round. It's going to be Padres, Cubs, and man, it's going to be crazy. I'm really looking forward to it. I cannot wait. I really legitimately cannot wait. I'm so excited because I really think this team can make a run. Manny's got to get hot. Fernando's got to keep swinging it. Merrill's playing great. But Mike Shildt, I just do not trust this man. I do not trust this man. And it's very difficult for me to even say that, but it's true. It's true. I don't trust him one bit. And I do think if they lose, it'll be because of him. I think it'll be because of him. So September 30th is when they open up. You know what I'm saying? So you have that. Yeah, that game will be. Yeah, the Padres and the Cubs will be on Tuesday. So if those 3 games are within a 3-day, 4-day radius, when will Michael King be ready to pitch again? Will he not be ready until game 3 when he could potentially be limited? Who knows what'll happen here? Who knows? But Mike Shildt apparently has a plan. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. And I know it's King's turn. You know what I mean? But man, oh man, he scares me. Like I've said 1,000 times, it bears repeating 1,000 more. I'm Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. This is your Padres Postcast. Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. 7 for the final tonight. 6-5, their record against the D-backs on the season. Arizona's eliminated again. Mets, Reds, final playoff spot down to those 2 teams. And the Dodgers get the winner of that one. And then you got the Padres and the Cubs, right? That's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of fun to see. And look, they just did real well against the Brewers. I think this team has the talent to go a long, long way. They really do. You know what I mean? And Preston says, we'll see. I mean, the Cubs are a formidable team, but it all comes down to who wants it more. This team is a team that grinds. And if they play like they did against the Brewers in that opening game where they just did everything they could to win, they're just relentless and they refuse to lose, they have a great shot. But I'm scared to death of the way Mike Shildt uses the bullpen. We're going to take a break. Still to come. Turning point still to come. Player of the game still to come. A look ahead to tomorrow. A look at the playoff race. And we'll tell you a little bit more about the offensive outburst in the 4th inning from the Padres. And then the insurance run from Jackson Merrill a little bit later. But Mason Miller bails out his manager. 7 for the final. Take a break. Going nowhere. Neither are you. But still going and telling you about some great deals from incredible sponsors right here on Padres Postcast. Oh, yeah, I get to tell you about, this is an incredible Rugiet. Have you heard about Rugiet? You need to know about Rugiet. What do you get when you have a bald eagle? The eagle flies alone, by the way. What do you get when you have a bald eagle standing on top of a silverback gorilla riding a T-Rex? What do you have? Confidence, pure confidence. And that is the kind of confidence that you can get beyond the usual pill with Rugiet Go Long. And I love doing these spots because it's a public service announcement for some of my brothers out there. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I tell you what, Rugiet's Go Long. If you've probably heard of Viagra or Cialis, right? Maybe you've even tried them. But if you're looking for something beyond the usual pills, time to meet Rugiet Go Long. That's exactly where Rugiet Go Long comes in. This isn't just another ED pill. It's a total game changer for confidence. Go Long combines 2 doctor medications in one dual action formula so you can get hard and go the distance. The effects can last up to 36 hours, all day, all night, even into the next day. Perfect for a weekend trip to San Diego. The process is simple. Connect with a board-certified doctor online 100%. And if prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly right to your door. If prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly to your door. That should have been edited out of there. Ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom? What happened to this spot? Head to Rugiet.com and use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for 15% off your first purchase. That's 15% off your first order at Rugiet.com, Rugiet, promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Make sure to use our code so they know we sent you. And tonight's show is also brought to you by FanDuel. You know I love getting action on the action. The NFL season in full swing. Chargers killing it. Undefeated. Justin Herbert is the man this year. Jim Harbaugh bringing out the best in him. FanDuel bringing out the best in all of us with a can't win and with a can't miss, offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, hey, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love using FanDuel. And you know this, man and woman and whoever you are. I love using FanDuel because it fits however you want to bet, right? You can do player props. You can build a same game parlay. You can even jump in live as the action unfolds. It's that dope with FanDuel, right? We love it. And of course, FanDuel, proud sponsor of our show here, always coming through for us. But I really enjoy FanDuel. It's one of my favorite things to do is to get that action on the action. Makes every game more exciting. Watching your team, keeping an eye on the fantasy lineup. It's quick, it's easy. Best way to add a little more energy to your Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, whenever you're watching the NFL. So are you ready to play? Not to mention postseason baseball. Hey, come on now. Ready to play? Download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet with FanDuel on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Your boy Grease in the building. Your boy in the building. Oh, man, 7-4 the final. I mean, I obviously you're feeling all right. There's nothing to be upset about. You're not going to drop any further. You might catch the Cubs. You win the next 2, they lose the next 2. You win, and games are at home. And I think that's huge. you got to go all the way in for this. So do you pitch? You can't pitch Pivetta on Sunday, though, because if you pitch Pivetta on Sunday, he won't be available for that series at all. So Sunday's got to be like a Randy Vasquez game. You know what I'm saying? Like a Randy Vasquez or somebody, or JP Sears in the bullpen or whatever, depending. If the Cubs win or you lose tomorrow, then obviously Sunday is just like throw whoever you want and see how that turns out. It wouldn't even matter, right? And you just rest everybody. Suarez hasn't pitched in a while. A lot of innings this season. Morejon didn't pitch tonight. Had the day off yesterday. A lot of innings this season. Hopefully Estrada can get right. Right now, I trust Morgan. I trust Peralta. Well, after tonight, I don't know about Morgan, but Morgan, Peralta, Matsui, all those guys more than Jeremiah Estrada after his last couple of outings. But man, it just is. It's nerve-wracking, right? Is it not? But the Padres and the Diamondbacks, I mean, both teams left it. The Padres were 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position, left a ton of guys on base. Could have been even worse. Both teams, actually, for that matter. But the D-backs got 1 in the first and 1 in the third and then 2 in the 8th without a hit, 5 walks. Morgan and Hart and Shildt. Anyway, 5 runs in the 4th for the Padres. Ryan O'Hearn, the RBI single. Nando with the Slam Diego slam into the upper deck. And then they got 1 in the 5th on a Jake Cronenworth walk with the bases loaded, but left them stranded after that. And, of course, they got the insurance run in the 9th. Couple of hits in a row with 2 outs and big 2-out RBI. Didn't end up needing it, but big 2-out RBI from a big 2-out RBI in that inning to score Luis Arraez, who had doubled. Excuse me, my brain froze there. But that was awesome to just get that insurance run there from Jackson Merrill. He made a beautiful throw earlier in the game as well. All right, couple things to do. Short time to do them in. Going to be tough getting home field advantage, but anything can happen. You got it, Preston. You got lucky. Go Yankees, says Landon Holder. Oh, Landon, one of my favorite topics. Who's the AL MVP, Aaron Judge or the big dumper? Are you kidding me? 60 homers, yeah. He has more RBIs, yeah, not by many. Judge has 50 homers. Beats him in every other statistical category. I don't care if he's a catcher. He strikes out 1,000,000 times, and he's hitting 240. You want to go back and give Mickey Tettleton the MVP? How about Gorman Thomas? How about Rob Deere? How about Danny Tartable? You just want to go out and hit the 220 and hit 50 home runs. They're going to get the MVP. It's ridiculous. So there you have it right there, my man. I am really on your side, Landon, when it comes to that with Aaron Judge. But Yankees have a fight. They're tied with Toronto heading into the last weekend. There's some ties right now. The AL Central's tied. Tigers went on that historic losing streak. It's fun right now. There's a lot of good things. The commissioner's office got to be loving what's happening right now. They are loving it. Guarantee you with that. And as I take a peek right here at the standings, and of course the Mets are playing the Marlins, and the Cincinnati Reds are the other team that's in that wild card race that's still alive. And so we see the Cincinnati Reds are just, man. And by the way, the Red Sox clinched tonight too. Yankees-Red Sox might be the first round matchup in the American League, but Tigers lost to the Red Sox tonight, and I believe the Guardians lost too, but the Reds beat the Brewers 3-1. And the Brewers, I don't believe the Brewers have clinched home field yet. I really don't think they have. So let me see. Doesn't even matter about the Brewers. Anyway, a couple things to do real quick here on the show. One more comment to get to. Landon, what's my thoughts on the San Francisco Giants? My thoughts do not exist on the San Francisco Giants because they're going home. They are going home, baby. They're done. They don't exist anymore, not until spring training or next, when the regular season starts. Okay, here we go. A couple of things to do. Short time to do them in, starting with...
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
With one swing of the bat, Fernando Tatis Jr. smashes a grand slam into the second deck, left center field, knew it instantly. 21st career grand slam, fourth career grand slam. First one since 2021 for Fernando. His 24th homer of the year. What a season he's had. Luis Arraez, 4 hits today. But Fernando, with that turning point, that grand slam right after Ryan O'Hearn's RBI single, gave them a 4-run fourth, 4-2 lead, and that was all she wrote. Actually, a 5 in the next inning when Cronenworth walked it in. So a 4-run fourth, and that was all she wrote for the game. And then leads us to...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Choices tonight for us to just... It's tough, man. It's really tough. I want to go... I mean, Luis Arraez had 4 hits and scored a run. Fernando hit the grand slam, 2 hits apiece for Bogarts and Sheets. But it would either be Fernando for the grand slam, Arraez for the 4 hits, 14-game hitting streak. But for me, I'm going Mason Miller. Comes in the bases loaded jam. They already walked 4 guys. 2 runs had scored, 8 hitters to the plate. He faced the 8th, but he comes in with the bases loaded in a 2-run game. Any kind of base hit with 2 outs, you're definitely tied. Extra base hit, you're losing a lead. At times this season, that's happened to this team. Mason Miller, strikeout, ends the inning, comes back, gets the 4-out save. Mason Miller is your star of the game tonight. Save number 22 on the season. Darvish the win to go to 5-5. All right, tomorrow night, I love you. Tomorrow, you're only a day away. They will be back at Petco. 5:40 first pitch. Diggy down with the King. Pitching for the Padres. Michael King with a huge start. I mean, ain't no 2 ways about it because you can still catch the Cubs. So this is a playoff game tomorrow for you. You have to catch the Cubs if you want home field. You can win 2 in a row. They lose 2 in a row. They seem to be getting hot. But I don't think it matters where you play the series. I think they're both playing well. I think it might be the best series of the entire first round, although the whole entire playoffs is loaded this year. It's going to be so dope when you think about that. But I just, you got Michael King at 5:40 tomorrow. Padres favored big in this one at -145 on the money line, -1.5 on the run line. The total is 8.5, 7.5, and it's even money. So there you have it. Eduardo Rodriguez, the lefty, 9-8, 4.91 for the D-bags. King, 5-3, 3.57 for the Padres. Again, it starts at 5:40. And before we bounce, like Mickey Mouse. All right. What about the Rockies? Come on, Landon. The Rockies. They make beer there. It's not even good beer. So there you have it. But yeah, awesome. Tomorrow night, 5:40 first pitch, going to be live because look, you can still, like I said, catch the Cubs. So a playoff environment start for Michael King. But if they lose tomorrow or the Cubs win, Sunday's like a throw whoever you want in a like a guys from the bullpen, you like Morgan and Bradley and Marinaccio, guys like that. Just let them all throw an inning or 2 and save all the arms. Get them ready. You save Pivetta. It's going to be a little bit longer rest for him, and you hope that works out. King pitching tomorrow. Then you're stuck with Cease and Darvish and, oh, my Lord, Mike Shildt. Good luck, brother. Anyway, thank you for making Locked On Padres or Padres Postcast your first watcher. Listen every day. Also, check out Locked On MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Every night, every game until someone holds up the trophy, World Series trophy, and it's local analysis on national scale. One of the best shows on the network. I love MLB Game Night. Again, thank you for being here and being with us all year long, you everydayers. And if you're new, we love you too. But think about this, okay? YouTube right after the games. Then we upload, you download. Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, and Roku. That is where you'll find us. Until tomorrow, I don't hate the rivals, Landon. I just don't talk about teams that don't matter. And this is a Padres show. Think about that. But thank you so much for being here, as well as everybody else. We owe you a tremendous debt of gratitude. You are the best part of the show, the channels, the network, all the above. Until tomorrow, 5:40 p.m. first pitch. I'll be on right after with the postcast. Let's see how King looks tomorrow. Huge start for all you want to be is Diggy down with the King, Michael King, tomorrow night against the D-bags, who have now been eliminated. And you are looking at the Cubs next week. Again, you win 2, they lose 2, you get home field because you got the tiebreaker over Chicago. Until tomorrow, thank you very much for being here. And as always, keep your game tight and your mind right, baby. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. I am out.